He literally is. He jumped and he did not think, he jumped in to save. That is a hero. And the fact that we are putting down heroes, like we said earlier on about the bus driver, now it's like he's getting fired. That is a horrible world. I don't want to be in that world. Like, you want those people in they are good people, good humans. Why are we now we're putting down the good humans in the world? It's insane.
My mother said I shouldn't, with Sarah and Michaela.
Hi everybody, welcome back to My Mother Said I Shouldn't with Michaela. She's over here.
I feel like I'm on Gladiators.
Michaela Longden. Yes. And Sarah Duncan. Hi, I've said second names as well. I've not watched the most recent Gladiator,
said McCormick,
you know.
Actually.
Oh, yeah.
Right, let's start again.
No, I'm keeping that.
No,
I'm keeping that in.
So
apologise, Tom. I'm so sorry, Tom. Michaela McCormick. That just rolled off the tongue as well.
Right.
Okay, so Michaela McCormick and Sarah Duncan. Hi, guys. And Cal is in
O'Connell.
O'Connell.
Connell.
Roll
Hello.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Roll Pictures, our producer. Hi, welcome back, everybody. And today we have another subject we're going to talk about. And it is... Just trying to remember, I've forgotten it. Honestly, since I came off the pill, my memory, has anybody else's memory went? My memory's went.
Did go down.
Right?
And I've spoken to Tom about this. Today, actually, on the walk, I spoke to Tom about it. My memory not being as good. I mean, I have noticed yours. It's noticeable.
Really bad, right?
No, we weren't talking about your memory. We were talking about mine.
Yeah, I mean, what did he say then? Did he think you've lost some of your memory?
No, I don't think he's noticed. I mean, I'm a bit scatty with my ADHD anyway, but maybe I lose my keys a bit more, so he's probably noticed that. But I'm noticing that I'm not retaining information as easy. Anyway, we digress.
So
what
weird.
is it?
Okay, so subject today.
Tell me.
My mother said I shouldn't get involved in other people's drama. Right?
But it's so much fun.
Oh, God.
Right.
Really? Do you think it is?
I don't know. Talk to me about what capacity.
So I suppose it's like if some people come up with you for gossip about things that are happening in your workplace,
I
right?
love a gossip.
Right, no, but we've got gossip, but then we've got like, if you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this person's just did this. And then you're not supposed to be talking to that person.
Slagging people off.
And it's like kind of, well, yeah, like kind of slacking people off. And it's also saying, I can't believe they did that. Like, you should be talking to them now because they're like,
Oh, no, I
they're,
don't like that.
Right?
I ain't got time for that.
Or, someone else
Energy
is having an
sponges.
argument and they're trying to drag other people in to back them up in this argument. And you're like, well, that's a bit. So yeah, how do you feel about that?
I mean, so there's what came up for me then was like those people who struggle to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people in life who cannot speak up, and I think I have been guilty in the past. Look at Sarah's face; she's like, "I have been like that," and
I am like that.
I have been guilty of trying to protect people who can't speak up, probably for my own purposes of feeling like I'm helping, and then that makes me feel loved or something. I don't know. There'll be some kind of psychoanalyst.
Or you're just trying to help people.
No, but there is a deeper, I think, of course I want to help, but it's like, am I really helping? Am I helping you speak up for yourself by speaking up for you?
True.
No, I'm taking that away from you. So I've had to learn to shut up. Because
What?
no, exactly. Maybe not in all capacities. But in terms of like helping people, it's not helping them if I remove their autonomy. That's actually encouraging them and helping them to continue their behaviour. So I get why you'd want to stick up for someone and protect someone who feels like they can't. And in some instances, then of course that's right. So I'm thinking about like vulnerable people now. So say if you've got a vulnerable parent or you've got a child who's got a disability or an issue and they're not getting treated well and they're getting treated unfairly. That's their drama. Am I not allowed to get involved in that? Of course I'm going to get involved in that. Of course I'm going to fight for them.
You're going to protect your people.
You got to protect your people. Right? So is that wrong?
I wouldn't say that was wrong.
So what about the bus driver? The bus driver that's in the media at the minute. All in the media. Right. So this bus driver, he was driving this bus. He picks up a guy who gets on the bus, doesn't pay. I don't know why he doesn't pay. He did speak about this. I was listening to him on the radio. He was on a radio channel this weekend talking about it.
Well, it's cheeky, he's not paid.
Well, he didn't pay. This guy just didn't pay. And then a girl comes on. She comes on a couple of stops after. as the bus has pulled into a bus stop, the guy gets up, takes the girl's necklace, literally grabs it from her and runs off. The bus driver, just on instinct, gets out of the bus, chases him, right?
He's left the bus.
Yeah, he's left the bus, but he was pulled into the bus and whatever. Chases him, all the passengers get out, and grabs the guy and is like, give me the necklace back. He finally gives him the necklace back. He runs back to the woman, gives her the necklace. They're all like, oh, amazing. Yeah, it's great. The guy starts chasing the bus driver and they're like, turn round, turn round. The guy's coming at him. So the bus driver punches him and then holds him to the floor until the police arrive. He got sacked.
What?
The bus driver got sacked.
Why?
It wasn't showcasing the company in a good regard. People saw that. They could have videotaped him punching the thief. So everybody else was praising him. Everyone else was celebrating. Boris Johnson has basically gone online or whatever, and he's released a statement saying, this is the situation that we're in with Keir Starmer and this woke culture that we've got. That's what he's basically saying. Where we are dismissing heroes and sticking up for thieves.
And scared to stand up for yourself. In what world are you not allowed to protect yourself? That's
Or
like
protect others. That's the exact
That's
thing, isn't
mad.
it? That's what he did. He got his morals told him, there's a thief, get the necklace back. He went, got the necklace back, and then pinned him down till the police came. And then after that, bearing in mind, this bus driver, guess how old he was?
How old?
62.
Really?
62-year-old man. I know. He spent the night in a cell. Then, because the guy cut him, he had to
He
go into
spent a night in a cell.
Or a few hours in a cell, yeah.
The bus
Pretty much.
driver?
Yeah, because obviously he'd punched the guy. So they had to interview him and everything else.
What? Even though the guy was running towards him and he defended himself?
To be fair, he did stick up for the police. The bus driver was like, they were just doing the job. They treated me really nicely. They just had to investigate it. So it was fine. He didn't mind.
They must have had this on camera as well, presumably. Like
presumably,
CCTV on the
People
buses.
would 100% be filming that.
And
I mean, this was 2 years ago now, so it's all gone to court because he's taken them to a tribunal. I don't know what I'm presuming he might have won if he's been able to talk about it now, but I'm not sure. You'd have to research it yourself. And so he's a 62-year-old man. He spent the night or a few hours, I think it was the night in a cell, and the next few days he had to go into hospital as well because the cut got infected from the fight. And then the company never contacted him. While he was off, while he was in the cell, they never asked him what happened, never gave him any contact, and then basically just said, you're sacked, you're fired.
That's shocking.
And that just kind of goes to show, doesn't it, that we live in a society where if you stick up for someone who's been a victim of, a bad behaviour like that, you put yourself on the line. And then here's the question, Sarah. If you saw something happening to someone in the street, would you intervene?
If I could, yeah. If I could, yeah. This is the thing.
Because that's other people's drama, right?
So this is the saddest thing, though, because this is why, medical people would be scared to touch. If something's happening to someone in the street, you're kind of scared to approach them because if you could get sued or done for something that you might do wrong when you're only actually trying to help, and if you weren't there in the first place, there'd be a worse place. So that's crazy. And I know people have said that people have been trying to sue. I don't know if it was a real thing or not. It was on Instagram, and this kid had fallen from this window, and the guy caught the kid, and then the mum was trying to sue the guy for the way they caught because the kid had broken something, and the kid would have died if he'd fallen to the street, right? So you're like, this suing culture is insane. It's like taking away our humanity, our protectiveness. And no, you should absolutely be allowed to help someone on the street and protect them and not be scared that you're going to get sued for it. And as far as I'm concerned, that guy was running towards him. He's protecting himself.
He lost that case, by the way.
Did he lose the case?
He lost the case?
The tribunal, went in favour of the business.
That's mad, isn't it?
But then it's like security guards in shops are told not to run after the thieves now. They're supposed to so what's the point of the security guard? To deter? But nobody's going to deter because they know they can't do nothing. Now
I'm also thinking off, and maybe this is going off a little bit pieced, but everybody's getting involved in this other drama that happened recently, obviously with the ICE, the guy who got attacked and he got shot, he got killed. And they're claiming that he had a gun in his hand, and the footage is showing that he had a phone in his hand in America.
He was carrying a gun. He was disarmed, and then he was shot 9 times.
But they're saying,
yeah.
that there was the footage shows a phone, no gun. They're saying that potentially a gun was pulled out and made to look like it had come from his pocket.
That's awful.
Whether or not that's true, I don't know.
It's not.
It's very,
I've watched the footage. What happened was very clear. It's been filmed. It was filmed from 9 different angles, from different people's phones. So that thing aside is a great big fat effing lie.
So then it's all like this fake news and everyone getting into other people's drama and spreading different news and
fake AI. People have been generating AI things and all over. It's all over the place. There's AI news everywhere, like discrediting people's stories by saying, "Oh, we've got this thing that's clearly been made with AI," and it's a mess out there.
It's such a mess. So then getting into other people's drama and the links with that, with fake news and motives and people not realising what they're seeing online is fake and is people trying to sway things and trying to manipulate things.
People pick it up and then they start spreading news that way, because that's what they did. I know we spoke about it in the last one, this Blake Lively court case. Someone created some pages, like hate pages basically, and then they've been spreading, and it was like to kind of like take down her name, as you know, and that spread like wildfire. And then look at everybody that's now commenting on it and got opinions on it online, and you don't actually know what's happening. Nobody actually knows truly what's actually happened.
Why do people do that? Why do we get involved in other, like, I don't think I've ever gone online and like slagged someone off.
I don't know. I mean,
why do people do that?
Lack of accountability. They don't need. They can say stuff online. I mean, this has been a problem for over a decade now. People can say things online, and there are no consequences.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, look at that. Like people that troll people, there's no consequences for that. Has a troll ever actually been pulled up and been like, "You're getting charged for this because of the emotional harm you've caused someone"?
Implications, like on kids have committed suicide because of this stuff.
Yeah, adults have committed suicide because of it.
Which is no. Like, I'm not shocked that now the UK is looking at implementing a social media ban for under 15s or under 16s or whatever. Like, they're looking at doing that, aren't they now? Like, similar to
Australia.
Australia, France have done it. They're doing under 15s now, aren't they?
I think that's a really good idea, because even the kids and the scrolling, like, how addictive is it for us to be? I've been addicted to it. I'm now starting to read a book. I'm now putting the phone down. I'm like, that's it. I'm reading a book. I'm not touching the social media. But kids at that age and how easily they can get wrapped up in stuff. I mean, they're kids at the end of the day. They don't know any better, and they're just scrolling thinking, oh, it's fine. But how addictive that is, that's not good for a kid at that age, that young. And even at that, everything that we're looking at, as we spoke about, like obviously all the makeup and lips and stuff, and this is how you're supposed to look. The girl that you spoke about last time that was in this brand pants with a see-through dress, like they're just getting fed that. So yeah, I totally agree with that, with the social media.
That paper as well, I don't know why I was looking at the Sun. I never look at the Sun. It was also like talking about a girl's boobs and how they were really massive, and she's got like just talking about her boobs, like really objectifying this woman and her boobs, and how her bikini was too small for her boobs and she was bursting and popping out of them. And I was just like, wow.
And what day and age are we at? Like, there's someone still talking about someone's boobs in the newspaper.
Yeah, we're still in that
that's
era.
Crazy.
But in terms of getting involved in other people's drama,
yeah,
it is quite an interesting topic, because my sister will always call me when something has kicked off with her in terms of like the drama in her life. And I wouldn't say that I'm getting involved, but I'm definitely that person that she'll want to like vent to, or just kind of get my opinion, or, you know, just have a conversation. Is that the same as getting involved in people's drama?
I think it's important to have a friend or the person that you call to have those conversations with, because I think when that's mulling about in your head and you don't know how to deal with it, sometimes having that conversation with someone can help you understand it and help you come to certain realizations from those. Maybe if you've had arguments with friends, you can hear another person's opinion and think, actually, am I right, am I wrong? So I think that's important for someone to have that.
But what about when is it your responsibility to actually get involved in someone's drama? Can you think of a time where you've needed to get involved in someone else's drama?
No. I think unless they were really vulnerable. Actually, well, yeah, no, I can. If someone's really vulnerable and struggling and I can tell, then I will say my piece. So if I think I can see someone that I'm like, you are unable to, from my opinion, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking there's something going on here. I can tell you're more vulnerable than what you normally are, I'm going to say my piece and I'm going to...
I can actually think of when I've asked you to do that with my relationship with Tom. I've asked you to say your piece because I was like struggling to communicate to him what I needed to communicate. So how did that put you in a tricky situation?
It is tricky because you don't want to, especially, so this is interesting now going into couples, because I think when you're with couples, I think it's very hard, especially
if
with
you're friends with
relationships.
both of them.
Friends with both of them, and it's a relationship. So you need to be careful because you want that relationship to work, obviously, and you don't want to because you're only getting it from one side, right? You're only, obviously, from my past experiences, from what I'm hearing from you, but it's trying to juggle both sides of where, say Tom was coming from, where you're coming from. So it's being really careful about speaking up about relationships and stuff. And also, you don't really want to be bad mouthing the partner because you're probably going to you guys will be fine. But other relationships, like if you're bad mouthing your pal's partner, then they could get back and you're like, oh yeah, so I was just bad mouthing you,
I mean, that's a conversation in itself. Like, when people in relationships badmouth their partner all the time, you only ever hear about the bad stuff. You don't hear about the good stuff. Mm-hmm. And then that gives like this perception of the partner being X, Y, Z.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? Have you ever felt like you've had to get involved in someone's drama?
Yeah, loads. I
Really?
felt like I've had to, but not because they've have they asked me to? They may not have asked me to, but maybe they've implied, or maybe I've perceived it that they need my help, and if I don't help them, they won't stick up for themselves. So I've kind of put that responsibility on myself to kind of get involved and stick up for them, which has usually meant that I've been on the receiving end of I've been on a negative receiving end for doing that. It's normally harmed me when I've done that. So I've had to learn how to protect myself because, one, it's not protecting them, like I said before. I can speak to the individual and talk them through it and be there as an emotional support and, maybe see if they can see a way that they can gather that self-trust and lean into doing the difficult thing and standing up for themselves if that's what they need to do and that's what they're open to doing. But me doing that for them, I don't feel is particularly beneficial unless they are, like what you said, in a very vulnerable situation.
Mm-hmm. And they're unable to do it for themselves. Or you think that they're unable to do it for themselves, I suppose.
Yeah. But I think it can be very, very tricky. And you learn at school, don't you, to do that with your friends. Like, you learn to stick up for your friends at school. My best friend at school, she used to always stick up for me, when people said horrible things about me or whatever, and bullying. Like, kids at school, you've got a friend who's being bullied, you will stick up for them, you will get in their drama, won't you? But the consequences do tend to fall on the person who is, I remember that a few times, that getting me into trouble when I was younger, where I've stuck up for someone and said something and it's fallen back on me. So you have to be very, very careful with it.
And it's also the person that's if they created that drama, who's caused the problem in the first place? If they're getting attacked, right? To be fair, for your best pals, you would defend until the end. You'd normally be like, you know what, I'm going to defend, and then we're going to have a conversation later about maybe you shouldn't have done that if you don't, but you defend your friend in that space. But then if you've got a friend at, say, at school that is constantly doing stuff that you're like, you shouldn't be saying or doing that, and this is what's causing this drama, and now I'm getting dragged into it, that's where the conversations have to be had. Because, like, I can support you when I believe that I should be supporting you. But then, you would do it as a friend, you would always do it.
So there was, we're going to the far end of the spectrum here again. So obviously I told you recently about what happened to my sister's friend, and her child got taken in by a wave. It was all in the news recently. Freak wave. She was stood near the pier on some stairs that everyone stands on. Freak wave. Kid gets taken into the sea.
It's just awful.
Mum jumps in to try and save her. Mum gets thrashed against the rocks, dies almost instantly. A passerby, another older man, jumps in. So again, getting involved,
Tries to save.
Two other passers-by also jump in to try and help this girl. Yeah. The first guy, the older guy, he also dies. Two passerbys she's drifted off, she's gone, they can't find her, they come out, they found her now, she's dead. But obviously 3 people died from the freak wave and the child going in. And I said to Tom, I said, if a child got swept by a wave and you saw it, would you jump in after? And he said, yeah. He said he would do it.
You would? I think you would. If you're a strong enough swimmer, I think you would. If you couldn't swim, you're unlikely going to jump in. But if you can swim, and that's the thing, the mum was a strong swimmer, wasn't she?
She was a strong swimmer, yeah. But you're going to if it's your child.
When your child, you'll be in there.
Could you imagine? I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
No.
Like, I'd rather be dead than have to live with the guilt of not trying to save my child.
Absolutely. But then if you also see that the mum's in, she's struggling, the kid's still there. Oh my God, yeah. I think a lot of people would jump in that water. But did he not get, people were like giving him abuse or saying horrible things
they
online.
Were saying horrible
because
things
he's went in and said, well, this is it. What is this culture? What's happening?
Slagging him off because people were basically saying that he deserves like a medal and
he absolutely does.
He's a hero and 100% like his instinct was to protect a child, and I just think that's so beautiful. People online were basically saying, how did he think he would be able to do that? Slagging the child for being so close to the just saying awful comments.
Just putting blame on blame. Your fault.
But what I don't understand is how can people lack so much empathy to be able to go online knowing that the father of that child who has lost his wife and his child and the family of that hero will be reading those comments and say such vile things. Because when you are in fight, flight, freeze, we don't think straight. We just react in whatever way our instincts tell us to react in. And I think if that guy reacted in a way as to save someone and to risk himself, regardless of his age and his ability, how dare people come down on him like that?
He literally is. He jumped and he did not think, he jumped in to save. That is a hero. And the fact that we are putting down heroes, like we said earlier on about the bus driver, now it's like he's getting fired. That is a horrible world. I don't want to be in that world. Like, you want those people in they are good people, good humans. Why are we now we're putting down the good humans in the world? This is it's insane.
You know what
where are we going in this? Where is society going?
I'm also thinking about politics, because that's drama, isn't it? That's getting involved in other people's drama. And how interested are kids in politics now? You know, is it the lottery? The lottery have just funded a charity that helps kids get into politics. Tom was telling me, and I'm like, absolutely, they need to do that, because I don't know many kids that are talking about politics these days.
I don't know. I don't know many people in life. I know you see Tom's interested in his politics, but
he loves his politics.
I don't really know many people in the politics.
I'm quite enjoying it now.
Oh, my mum and dad. But, yeah. So I think, do you know what I struggle with the politics though? It's like, it's kind of out of your it feels out of your hands. Yes, you could absolutely vote and you vote for your party, but I feel like the decisions that are made, we have nothing to do. It's like with conspiracy things as well. I don't want to read that. I don't want to know that, because, well, sometimes I do, but I can't do anything about it. I feel like what's the word? You just feel like
straitjacketed.
Yeah, like powerless in that sense. So I think, like, politically, I think a lot of people feel powerless because there's not much they can do. All of us together absolutely can make a change. But I suppose as an individual, you do feel like you're just like, well, I can't do anything about it. They're going to do what they're going to do. And yeah.
The other side of drama, though, that I was thinking that I do like is I do like a little bit of a gossip. Is that harmless? Is a bit of a gossip harmless?
Well, I'll ask you the question. Is a bit of a gossip harmless?
I think so. It depends who you're gossiping with. So I'm very careful with who I gossip with.
Who would you...
Like my close friends.
I was going to say... So
my close friends who I could trust.
You'd gossip with?
Yeah, I'd have a gossip.
But gossip, the thing is like gossip is even like what's it called? A biological, social thing. Like we used to do it.
Telling
like
stories and stuff.
But that's how women survived, because we gossiped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like, that's why it's like in your society, it's like The Sapiens. Oh my God, best book ever. You need to read that.
Book, yeah.
I need to reread it. But it's like groups of 150. That seems to be our max of the society that we can live in, with all the people that we know. And you gossip to make sure that you're safe and understand everybody's who's dangerous, who's a bit of a liar, who can we trust. It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. I'm pretty sure like other animals gossip. Do you know what I mean? Like just in their own language, like.
What animal is that?
They love to suck up all the water. Be careful of them. Do you know what I mean? Telling you, other animals gossip. Elephants chat. But in whales even talk to each other. They do. They're like, right? So it's not just humans that gossip. I think gossip is a really important thing.
I'm trying to decide if the first animal was the whale or the second one.
I don't even know.
Just all go,
Just But do you know what? So I think gossip is really, really important. Just to get out these things, and it's harmless gossip as long as it's harmless gossip. But if you get nasty in that gossip, because you've heard some nasty, we've heard some that people have been like, that's not for me, man. That is not okay. In the workplace, people can be nasty gossiping, and you're like, there's gossip, and then there's you're just being horrible and nasty, and that's not good. It's known the difference, right? Would you not say?
Absolutely. But over to you. What are your thoughts? Do you get involved in other people's drama? Do you
enjoy it?
Expect other people to get involved in your drama? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and do feel free to like, share, and promote the page. We are grateful for all of your help and all of your support as we are a brand new channel.
Yeah, and also, do you defend your best friend to the end?
Always.
Daily, always. I know, yeah. So, would you do it too? Let us know. Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye.